What's going on, folks? It's your boy YG, this self-proclaimed richest poor person, and welcome back to Apprentice to Free, where I'm here to show you my journey to financial freedom, to show that it's possible for everyday people like us to live the life that they want with hard work, dedication, and persistence. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 3 books that I think everybody should read if they want to become successful. But first, as always, if you're new to this channel, subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. So the first book I'm going to be talking about is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And I'm probably saying his name wrong, but forgive me. Now, this book is my favorite book ever, and it's not business related even a little bit. But the moral of the story and the lessons taught in this book can help anybody in any situation through their life. So I'm going to be going over 4 powerful life lessons from The Alchemist. Lesson number 1 is no matter what you do, make sure you do it because it is what your heart and soul desire. So whatever you do in life, do it because you truly want to do it. A lot of people are working a job they don't want to work or doing something that they don't want to do, and they hate it, and it makes their life more miserable because of it. So if you do something that your heart and your soul desire, not only will it make you happier, it is also getting you closer to success. Success is knowing what you want and actively taking the steps to achieve that. Success is different for everybody, and it's not always having the Lamborghini with the big old mansion, having a gazillion followers on Instagram. Like, that's not really success, because most of those people, most of the time, they're not really happy and they don't really have meaning to their life. So doing something that your heart and your soul desire and having meaning in your life will make you happier and more successful in the end. The second powerful lesson is you will fail, but don't give up in the process. My favorite quote of all time is, trust the process, respect the progress. So as you're going through the process, you're going to fail because you don't really know everything. And you don't know what you don't know, so you're going to make failure along the way. But the goal is to not quit. I used to be able to not do 20 push-ups. I can only do like 5. But the only way to get to doing the 20 push-ups is to keep failing until I got there. So you keep doing more push-ups till you get to 7. Then you keep doing more push-ups till you get to 12. And then you keep failing, so you fail forward and you keep failing until you need to get to where you're going to be. Now, I'm not saying like you need to go out there and fail on purpose. This is something that's just going to happen naturally. You just can't let these things hold you back and dissuade you or take your motivation away. You always have to look forward and see the light at the end of the tunnel, because eventually, with the hard work and the dedication, you'll get there. The third powerful lesson is it was written, which also kind of means fate. If it was meant for you to be, it will be. If it wasn't meant to be, it's not going to be. So if it was meant for you to do whatever it is that you want to do, you're going to do whatever it is that you want to do. But that's not to say that I'm going to just sit back and just hope that somebody's going to give me a handout and give me whatever I want for it to be. You have to put the work into it. That's the only way that success is going to happen, or whatever you want in life is going to come to fruition. You have to put the work in. And the last life lesson in this book is that it's the simple things in life that are most extraordinary. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Only the wise can usually see these things because they've seen a lot of life and they understand what's out there. I'm not really going to get much into that. Let me know in the comments below what this means to you. The second book I'm going to talk about is also my second favorite book, and it's The Richest Man in Babylon, written by George Clason in 1926. Now, this book isn't business related either. It's a self-help book, but this book has 7 lessons that I want to talk to you about. The first lesson is to pay yourself first. So usually when people get paid, the first thing they use their money on is their rent, their utilities, their phone bill, groceries, gas, and all that other stuff. I'm telling you to stop doing that and to pay yourself first. You're the most important person in your life. So why are you giving other people your money before you give it to yourself? Because usually, after you're done paying all the bills, you really don't have much left for yourself. So I've been paying myself first before I even read this book, and it's gonna help you save more consistently and faster, and you also have the emergency funds just in case something happens unexpectedly. You could just start paying yourself 5% every paycheck. Back in my prime, I was paying myself well over half my paycheck. So I would pay myself first, and then with the money left over, I would then pay all my bills that I had. And then with that money left over, I would either pay myself a little bit more, and then with the rest of that, I would just do whatever, go out, splurge, it's there just for whatever. The second lesson in this book is to live within your means. Don't be one of those people trying to keep up with the Joneses, because that's not going to do anything for you. You're just trying to impress people who really don't give a fuck, and you're going to be attracting the wrong kind of people to your life anyway. So if your friends are only your friends because you have the nice car, you live in a cool house, or you have all this jewelry and stuff, do you really want those people to be your friend? Because if all that stuff was to disappear one day, then who are you left with? Hanging out with broke people is expensive because it's the broke people who always want to go out, splurge, spend money, and try to flaunt it like they got it when they really don't. And when you start hanging out with successful people, they understand the idea of not just spending money because you have it and trying to look cool for everybody else. That's not really worth it, honestly. The third lesson in this book is to put your money to work. And long story short, that basically means invest it and have your money make more money for you. So invest it in real estate, stocks, in your business, whatever it is. But basically invest your money and don't just leave it there in a savings account. Because if you leave it there in the savings account and you think you're making money and that's kind of an investment, it's really not. Because your savings account is not giving you enough money to keep up with inflation. So having your money just in your bank account is losing you money every day. The fourth lesson is to keep your money safe. So back to invest your money, don't invest it in something that you don't know anything about. So if somebody's telling me, oh, give me $100 and I can make you $800 by tomorrow, don't just do that because you don't know anything about what this guy is doing or how he's going to be doing this. Most likely stuff like that is going to be a scam. Don't try to chase the next big thing. Focus on one thing. Stick to that one thing. Research that one thing. Become an expert in that one thing and invest your money in that one thing. Once you start trying to put your money here and there and everywhere, one, the return probably isn't going to be that good. Two, you're more likely to make more mistakes. And three, you just don't know what you're doing. So stick to one thing, know what you're doing, and let that be the thing that makes you successful. Lesson number 5 is to become a homeowner. Now, a lot of people say your home is an investment. In my opinion, if your home doesn't make you money every month, then it's not really an investment. Now, when I say become a homeowner, I'm talking about house hacking. So buy a duplex, triplex, quadplex, live in one unit, rent out the rest, have the other units pay for your mortgage and your living expenses. So you'll be living for free or at a very good discount compared to if you was renting somewhere else. Now with the house hacking situation, your tenants are going to be paying your mortgage, which means the principal pay down is going to be making you more money every month. Not even discussing the tax benefits, appreciation, and all that other stuff that comes with owning a home. So own a home, multifamily, live in one unit, rent out the other ones, live for free, or at a significantly discounted price compared to renting. The 6th lesson in this book is to ensure your future income. And if you invest your money and start the business or invest in stocks or do the real estate thing, you're basically ensuring your future income. Because people are always going to need a place to live. If your business is a needs-based business, people are always going to need those needs. If you're investing in stocks, they're most likely always going to appreciate in value if you bet on the American economy, and I don't see us tanking anytime soon. And if the American economy does tank, then real estate, your business, or the stocks, they're all tanking too. And we have much bigger problems to worry about than the money that you're investing. It's probably like we're getting nuked by some other country and like we all might world might explode or something, I don't know. We have bigger issues to worry about. And then the 7th lesson is to improve your skills to increase your monthly income. And that's self-explanatory. This is also one of the reasons why I'm going to become an electrician, because not only will I be getting paid from the job, I'll be learning a skill that I can use in my own business, and I can start a business with those skills that I learned. So find something that'll help you make more money in the future. This last book that I'm going to be talking about changed my life when I read it and changed millions of lives. And I hear this book come up consistently in the numerous podcasts that I listen to. And this book, surprisingly, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, this book has nothing but lesson after lesson after lesson, but I'm just gonna go over 4 of them that I learned while I was reading this book. The first thing that I learned was most people work for money, but the rich people have their money work for them. And this goes back to investing your money in real estate, stocks, a business, or whatever, and make your money work for you. I'm not going to get much into that because I just talked about it from the Richest Man in Babylon. But most people work for money. They exchange their time for money, and rich people have their money work for them. So it's mailbox money. They make money when they sleep. That's basically what it means. So make money when you sleep. So right now, if you're watching this video, you're probably in a situation like me where I trade my time for money and I'm making my money work for me. So eventually, later down the road, I can just have my money work for itself, and I can transition from trading my time for money to just having my money work for me. The second lesson I learned in this book was it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. And this is especially important, and also why you should pay yourself first. You could make $1 million every year. It really doesn't matter if your expenses are $1.5 million every year. Just because you make all this money doesn't mean you need to spend it. I'm not saying you can't splurge or buy whatever you want or nice things, but you have to be reasonable and be smart about it. So if you live with the principles that you've learned in The Alchemist or The Richest Man in Babylon, just chill right now. Just chill. This is where you should build, stack your assets, and eventually, when you have the real fuck you money, then go do whatever you want. As long as your financial situation is set and you're still making money like you need to be, and you're not just like $1 gazillion in debt with negative cash flow in your properties. If you're doing what you need to be doing, then cool. But for the most part, pay yourself first, save your money, be smart about it, and don't just splurge and blow it because it's for what, bro? For what? Eventually you'll get to a point and you look back like, damn, I should have been smarter. That's most likely what's going to happen. So just start now. Put yourself in a situation where you can go blow all the money you want for no reason. Next lesson in this book is that rich people acquire assets, not liabilities they think are assets. So a lot of people think their primary residence is an asset. So if you live in a single family home and you're making your mortgage payment every month and you think it's an asset, I'm sorry to tell you, it's a liability. Why is it a liability? Well, first you have to understand the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So your car, you pay your note every month, you pay your insurance every month, it's a liability. Now, if you have your car on Turo and you're like renting it out to people and you get paid from that, the payments that you make from that exceed your monthly expenses, so you have a little bit of cash flow, then I'll take that from the liability and turn that into an asset category. Your primary residence, if you make your mortgage payment every month, you keep up with the maintenance, you make it look nice, it's a liability. You're putting money into your house. Your house isn't putting money into your pocket. So if you're house hacking and you have like a duplex and your tenant is paying you every month and those payments cover your mortgage, your insurance, your taxes, and your maintenance, etc., then your house is an asset. So understand the difference and learn what an actual asset compared to a liability is. And this book definitely helps understand the difference between the two. I thought a house was an asset too, until I read the book and I learned if it don't make me no money, it's a liability. Because if your job fires you and you have no other income coming in, you can't keep making your payments. If it was an asset, you could have used that money to make the payments, but you don't. So even if you live in a single family home right now, you can still go find another property, a house hack, and turn the current property that you live in into a rental, and that will turn it into an asset because you'll be getting paid every month from it. The last lesson I learned in this book is working for somebody else your entire life can lead to financial struggle. And I'm not really gonna go much into it because it's kind of self-explanatory. I'll just say if you look at the times that we're having now due to this whole pandemic, you understand what I'm saying. If you work at a job and you was to, God forbid, die, the next day your position will be posted and they'll be looking for somebody else to replace you. You're replaceable. That's really what it is. The company could say, oh my God, we love our employees, yada, yada, yada. But if you die, your kids don't get anything from it. They can't collect your pension. You're just going to be working for the man. You're going to be dependent on the man. You're limited by how much money you can make. You could climb the corporate ladder and become the CEO, but how much time do you have to put in and how much is it really worth it in the grand scheme of things? Honestly, in most jobs, there's always a limit to how much you can make, and it's really hard to go above and beyond that limit. So I'm not saying that it's bad to work for other people, but find your own thing and start working towards that, because once you could work for yourself, the potential is limitless and you never know what can happen. So you can still work for other people, but do your own thing on the side, teach yourself some new skills on the side, start your own business on the side, or just acquire some real estate. Honestly, just do something and don't be dependent on that one employer the rest of your life. Because with the times that we're moving to in the future, that whole sticking with somebody for 20 years and collect a pension, it doesn't look too promising unless you like work for the city or something. But I wouldn't want to be a police or a firefighter or something like that for 20 years. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I want in my life. I just got out the military after 4 years. If that's what you want to do, cool. But just know when you're 80 years old, you're not going to be out there putting fires out or arresting the bad guys. So you need something. And I wouldn't really rely on Social Security or a pension because inflation is going up. The whole Social Security thing looks like, I'm not going to say it's coming to an end, but I wouldn't bet on that when I'm 80 years old. So start doing your own thing now, and eventually when the time comes, you'll have something. And then when you build up this thing, whatever it may be, you can also pass it down to your kids or pass it down to somebody, whoever. So it'll continue when you're not here anymore. Because the pension, once you're gone, that's your kids can't get anything from it. You can't really teach your kids anything about your job because it really doesn't pertain to them. But if you start a business or you own real estate, you can give them life skills and life lessons. So when they're growing up, they understand the thought process and they're better off compared to their peers. But those are the 3 books that I recommend to become successful. If you have any recommendations or any books you think I should read to help me in my ventures, let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up so YouTube shares this video with more people. I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.